If you look here on my YouTube video, you'll see that we have videos on bigger fidget spinners, but somebody asked me for some teeny tiny ones, so here we go. We're going to make these real quick. Once again, welcome to the channel. And so these are two different sizes. This is a regular worsted weight. This is Red Heart Super Saver on a 5.5 millimeter or an eye hook with 4 double crochets in each single. And this is also from Red Heart. This is with Love, which is a little thicker, on a J hook, which is 6 millimeters, and this has 5 double crochets in each single, so it's a little fluffier. You can, of course, experiment and do whatever you want with the materials that you have at hand, but let's jump right in and get started on our little tiny fidget spinners. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is to chain 8. And I'm going to do that relatively loosely because there's going to be a lot of pressure on these chains. And also the way the Mobius is set up, because fidget spinners are Mobius, I'm going to work into each chain 2 times. For that reason, when I start with my single crochet in my second chain from hook, I'm going to work in the back or the bump of the chain. Now, if you've watched any other crochet videos here, you know that I pretty much do that all the time anyway. But it is super duper helpful on a project like this where I have to work into both sides of the chain. So since I chained 8 and I'm starting in my second chain from hook, I'm going to have a total of 7 single crochets. Now again, if you want to make a different size, if you're at home playing and making other kinds of fidget toys, if you want to change the circumference of the hole in the middle of the piece, this is where you do it. More single crochets will make that opening bigger, fewer will make it smaller. So here we are, I have my 7 single crochets. So to make this easier to show you, I am going to put a stitch marker in the top of the first single crochet that I made. Now, the next thing I want to do is start with my double crochets. So normally, if I was setting up to work in the round, I would join right where that marker is, correct? That's what we would normally do. But because I'm making a Mobius and I want to work on both sides of this row that I have going on here, I'm going to take this and turn it 180 degrees, and I'm going to join here. So not the stitch with the marker. Actually, let me get my working yarn out of the way here. The bottom of the stitch with the marker. So I'm going to join right here, and I'm going to set up to work all the way in the round. So mathematically, Mobius only has one side, but that row that we made has 2 sides. But now that I've joined it into Mobius, it only has one side. So I'm going to make a 5 double crochet one. So I did my chain 3 to get started, and I'm going to put 4 more double crochet in the same single crochet. Oh, I did also mean to tell you while I'm doing this that if you want to, you could start your Mobius off with a foundation single crochet if you didn't want to chain and turn. That also works super well for a project like this. And the other thing, I didn't do it because it looked really confusing on the video, but I would likely have chained over my tail when I was doing that first 7 single crochet row, just because it's sort of hard to get in there later. So here's my beginning. And I'm going to go to each single crochet around, and I'm going to put 5 double crochet in each single crochet. And it's going to get a little ruffly and full, and that's okay. That's exactly what we want to happen. 3, 4, 5, and so I'm going to work on this until I'm halfway through the round, and then I'm going to come back and show you what's next. So I'm putting my last of my 5 double crochet in single crochet number 7. That was the last one on this side of the row. But now I'm going to make a Mobius. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that single crochet over, and I'm going to look for my stitch marker. That's going to tell me that I'm halfway through the round. So now at this point, I'm going to put 5 double crochet in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I don't need that stitch marker anymore because it'll be pretty obvious when I get to my first double crochet because it's so much taller than my single crochet. So now I should have 6 more single crochets to work in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to put 5 in each of those. 5 double crochets in each of those single crochets. I have just put my last 5 double crochets in my last single crochet, and here's how I want to join. I want to find that chain 3, that first double crochet. I'm going to pop it through the hole. Boop! You have to say boop or it doesn't work. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, that beginning chain 3, and that's the end of my round. So now I'm going to slip stitch in each double crochet around. Now, do you have to do the slip stitch? You do not. But I find when you have people that actually use these and play with them, the edges can get stretched out really easily. So I find that they're much more durable if I put my slip stitch all the way around. And if you're using a multicolor like I am in this sample, not that you have to, it gives you just another colorful aspect to look at. So I'm going to slip stitch and slip stitch and slip stitch. And what's going to happen is I'm going to keep pulling double crochets through that center opening, and I'm going to get all the way back to the beginning of the round. So now I have a mathematical Mobius with only one side. Okay, I'm coming up to the beginning of the round. Remember, it's one big giant round now. And you can see there's my very first slip stitch that I put in. So I'm going to cut my yarn, leaving myself a decent sized tail. And I'm going to pull that up and out. Now I'm going to take that tail and thread it onto my big old tapestry needle. Now I'm going under both legs of that first slip stitch. Give that a little tug, and then go back down into the center of the last one that I made. And now you can see that I have the chains just going one into the other. You can't see where they begin and end. So the only thing I have to do now is weave in this end. And if you haven't done already, you're going to weave in this end. And then you're all finished. And you have your crochet little Mobius fidget spinner that you can pull the center out from here to infinity. I hope you had a good time making these. They're super quick to make, and so that's okay if they get lost. You can quick make another one. They're also a great use of scraps. I'm Mary Beth Temple. This is the Hooked for Life with Mary Beth Temple channel. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course you can always zip over to the blog to see what's going on over there. And also I will put a link in the description. There is also a video tutorial on a much larger fidget spinner for adults. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye bye.